Hello, I'm Kaname. Today I'm going to talk about how Japanese pitch accent works. To know how to read a word, you need to know the location of the stress. Stressed mora is pronounced with high pitch. So when the stressed mora is placed in the middle of the word, then from the beginning you read it with rising tone toward the stressed mora, and at the stressed mora, pitch reaches its peak. And from the stressed mora, pitch falls towards the end. For example, when I say a word communication, stress is on ke. So from the beginning toward the ke, you read it with rising tone. Communique, communique. And from ke, pitch falls towards the end. Cation, cation. Communication, communication. 男の子 had stress in the middle ko. So from the beginning toward ko, you read it with rising tone. 男, 男. And from the stressed mora, you read it with falling tone. この子, この子. 男の子, 男の子. Word you, あなた has stress in the middle na. So the first mora is pronounced with low pitch, a. And the stressed mora is pronounced with high pitch, na. And the last mora is pronounced with low pitch, あなた, あなた. So this is a basic principle of Japanese speech accent. And when the stress is placed at the first mora of a word, then pitch just falls. ビール、ビール。韓国、韓国。九州、九州。When the stress is placed on the last mora of a word, then pitch just rises. 山、山。女、女。弟、弟. So this is how you pronounce a word that have stress. In Japanese, there are many words that have no stress. This kind of word is called flat word. It is very easy to pronounce a flat word. You just read the first mora with low pitch and the rest of the moras with flat middle pitch. For example, word 日本語 is flat. So you read the first mora low, に, に, and the rest of the mora with flat middle pitch, 日本語, 日本語. Word hospital, 病院 is flat. So the first B is low, and the rest of the moras are pronounced with middle flat pitch. 病院, 病院. Tokyo is flat. 東京, 東京. Sapporo is flat. 札幌, 札幌. These are the basic rules of Japanese speech accent. It gets more complicated when you start forming a sentence. Conjugate verbs and adjectives, adding particles and other grammatical components to a word, and the location of stress can change. I'm going to talk about rules about how accent shifts in the next accent video. Now the most important part is to know how Japanese speech accent works. There are words with stress, but there's also words with no stress. When you know these rules, you can figure out the proper accent just by listening to how Japanese people speak. When I say 彼女, 彼女, it is not difficult to point out where the stress is located. I say 彼女, 彼女. The first mora ka is obviously higher than the rest of the mora, which means this word has stress in the very beginning of the word. Ka, 彼女. Knowing how Japanese pitch accent works helps you to acquire Japanese with proper accent.